Can you imagine yourself walking around with a gas mask everywhere you go? Shopping, doing laundry, pumping gas? Well, this could be a reality in our near future. We are burning fossil fuels in our current day and age to meet our energy needs. 80% of our energy needs are met by the burning of fossil fuels. Oil, natural gas, and coal are what we are currently burning to meet our energy needs. When we do this, these fossil fuels release greenhouse gases into our atmosphere. When we release these gases into our atmosphere, they are creating the greenhouse effect, which traps heat inside of Earth and thus starts to raise our global temperature. When our temperatures rise, our glaciers in the Arctic zones are starting to melt. By the melting of these glaciers, they're adding water volume to our oceans and in return, making sea levels rise. This is a problem because coastal cities all around the world will be subject to flooding and or even being underwater. This domino effect continues and it's going to affect ecosystems around the world with negative impacts. One way to combat this climate change issue that we are currently experiencing is to consider nuclear energy. The reason we don't consider nuclear energy now is because of the fears associated with it from previous accidents that have made a scar for nuclear energy. This negative image was painted by some accidents, and I'm going to describe some of the following. The 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania was the first one that raised alarms here domestically in the United States. A reactor partially melted down, which caused concern for the environment and the people close by to it. Not much came of it, but it did raise alarms and fears in people in that present day and age. That one wasn't as bad as the nuclear accident that happened in Ukraine in the Chernobyl plant in 1986. This one actually affected a whole continent. The radioactivity spread out throughout big portions of Europe and is still present up to this day. There's cattle, beef, milk, and cheese products that have been traced with radiation that dates back to the accident in Chernobyl. One more accident that happened in more recent years is the one that happened in Japan in 2011. The Fukushima power plant in Japan suffered a hit from a tsunami that was caused in part by an earthquake that happened in the middle of the ocean. When this happened, the tsunami knocked down the cooling system of the power plant, and it made the plant melt down. This was not really a man-made error, but could have been avoided with other technologies that could have been implemented. New technologies like molten salt reactors can be operated with higher pressures at higher temperatures with lower pressures. This makes them safer because they don't experience explosions like the one in Chernobyl, and can be contained because they can be made smaller. With them being smaller, the chances of major nuclear meltdowns affecting large populations or areas drastically goes down. Systems can also be put in place with safety in mind that can make these newer technological advancements in nuclear energy shut down. There can be man-made errors or mechanical that these issues can help fix. If we make safety our priority when dealing with nuclear energy, I'm sure we can overcome our fears associated with it. If we manage to overcome our fears, I'm sure that we won't have to walk around with gas masks everywhere we go.